So, there you go. Put Lynda.
Nose down. Get your nose down.
There it is. There you are.
There you are.
I just said, it said turn the camera on. It was muted, and I went, okay, I wonder if that works.
There you go. All right. All right, Lynda. We have Lynda Duffy on live with us today. It's recording, and we'll edit out all that down stuff somehow or another, and get it better that way. But yeah, I'd be glad for you to just start talking about what your main interests are in this, and in terms of you've got a couple of projects going, Lynda. And
well, I'm just so really happy that the webcam's working. Number one, that's off my plate. But
awesome.
I wanted to. I'm talking specifically about the hemp oil, my part of the discussion, and I wanted to say a little bit. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a techie person. I'm just a regular human being here in Eugene, Oregon, caring about our planet and the people like everybody else. And I really didn't know about hemp oil till a couple months ago. It just came into my life, and I knew about medical marijuana, and I know what it does and some of the applications. But not much about hemp oil or industrial hemp is what it is. And so when I heard about it and heard that there is a possibility of something that makes a beautiful balance in your body without the psychoactive situation, that's important to me. I have a lot to do. I'm a business person. I'm a performer. And now I'm working in the hemp oil industry, and a lot on my plate, so I don't necessarily want psychoactive things going on in my mind unless I pick and choose that. So I wanted to talk about this because it's made a difference in my own body, mind, and soul and spirit in such beneficial ways. And I know that there is so much confusion around this subject of medical marijuana versus industrial hemp. And even the people that know about the industrial hemp did not know, some of them did not know about the CBD situation. So I want to talk a little bit about that to clarify things. Our bodies have what's called an endocannabinoid system. We all have that system in our bodies. And so with industrial hemp oil, there's a product out of it. It's 40% of the industrial hemp oil plant called CBD, and it's called cannabidiol. And when you ingest CBD into your body, immediately receptors they're activated because we have the cannabinoids in our system. So they're activated. And the process in a nutshell is the CBD goes into your body, whether it's a gel form, whether it's oil, whether it's hemp hearts, whether it's whatever form, whether it's vapor. It starts a process and does this thing called homeostasis. So your body becomes balanced, and we all know that inflammation is the biggest precursor to disease, and stress is the biggest precursor to inflammation. So when we have a balance in our body, then our body can do what the miracle is. Our body is. Our body. I took anatomy and physiology, so I understand the brain process somewhat. I understand the body process somewhat, but I know that it's a miracle, and the body is capable of healing in so many ways, but not until it's in a balanced situation, and that's what CBD does. The CBD oil. And I mean, I can talk a little bit further on that, but I wanted to give you just a nutshell on it. And also, when somebody looks at CBD oil, I ask you all to do diligence on your own research. Go to the internet. There's all kinds of sites there. If you take CBD oil and you add a question, a malady you have or somebody has, or some sort of disturbance with your body, including dogs. I mean, we're all animals. you will see such phenomenal information about CBD oil and what it does. So, and it's out there. A couple of sites that people can go to. One is called, it's www, of course, CBD, cat, boy, dog, number 4, US.com. That has a lot of information and research. There's another one that's a phenomenal site called hempfarm.org. And oh my goodness, this is a lot of information, and you can find out not only about industrial hemp, but the CBD oil and what it does for our body. I got involved with a company that was launched on 4/20 of this year in Denver. Quite nice. And the name of the company is Kannaway, K-A-N-N-A-W-A-Y. And we're the Kannaway Nation, and we're a lifestyle with hemp products. And it's got phenomenal products, and I can talk about that in a little bit, but I just wanted to get the basic information of CBD oil out there as far as the difference. Now, marijuana has high THC, low CBD, psychoactive. THC is psychoactive. Industrial hemp oil has trace of THC, no psychoactive to the brain, and it's devoid of psychoactive. So awesome. It's two different plants. Did you want to ask any questions, Roger?
Is there particular parts of the plant itself that have more CBDs than the other?
Well, there's a lot of oil in the seeds, and I don't know. You know, everybody knows. Well, most people know who David Byrne is, and Talking Heads, and one of his songs come to mind. I've just actually recently learned it, but it's called "Nothing But Flowers," and it's just kind of like what we did to the planet, and it's all come back. And I was all in understanding the CBD oil, but when I saw this movie bringing it back, I understood fully all the purposes and what it can do to the planet. Do for us as human beings and Mother Earth. So I'm now a revolutionary advocate for the hemp plant coming back. There is a book called Hempbound by Doug Fine. Awesome book. You can get it on Amazon. And the spiel on the back is the billion-dollar plant that's going to change our diet and farms, help restore our soil, and wean us from petroleum. And again, we don't have to cut down any more trees because there are hemp houses being built with hempcrete. And the reason they're building these homes, the main reason is these people had children that had all kinds of adverse effects from just regular buildings, from the toxins in regular buildings, seizures and all kinds of things. So over in Europe, they're building hemp houses that breathe. You don't need an air conditioner. And, you know, their children are no longer experiencing problems. That is just beautiful. That's beautiful. So I also wanted to talk a bit about what Kannaway offers a hemp vape. Can you see this?
Yes.
This is the hemp vape, and this is a vapor pen with hemp oil. That's not smoke, that's vapor. Best way to transport into your body. You can take it into your mouth, hold it there, and then take it into your lungs or whatever. So that's a great transport immediately. The receptors are activated. And then we have this defined hemp salve you put on any kind of pain. And it works on the skin beautifully. And it's amazing what it does for any kind of situation. And then we've got some skin products, but this company is it's going to be kind of Hempville, USA, because, and then of course we're going to other countries, but we got skin products now, but they're bringing out 70 different products. I mean, we're going to be dealing with clothing and all kinds of forms of hemp oil in the hemp oil industry. We're a lifestyle. So bringing the balance back, and we're all part of bringing this beautiful plant back to the United States. and being able to have the farmers grow it in mass, just like they're doing in Canada and in 40 other countries.
Yeah.
One of the mainstay of China is the industrial hemp. So
Yes.
it's amazing stuff. I wanted to also, another book I'd like to talk about just shortly, The Emperor Wears No Clothes. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. This is an awesome book. This is an encyclopedia. And if you want to give me a call at my number's there, 914-9836, I can send you a link to this book so you can download the book. And also, if you're interested in Canaway, in the products, and we have a new movie out called An American Betrayal. It's so well done. We've got movie people in the company. It's so well done. There's 3 parts to it. But all you do is go to anamericanbetrayal.com/CP1/3692314. It's on your screen right now. And you'll get 3 parts of a movie that will blow you away. And it's really about getting the education out there to the people and the resources. There's so many resources out there. Canaway is a beautiful company and offering a beautiful lifestyle in so many ways with hemp oil. And I wanted to also make sure that people knew that Thursday next week, June 12th at 6:30, we're showing this movie, Bringing It Back, or Bringing It Home. And it's about the industrial hemp plant and all that information surrounding it. It is a phenomenal movie. I was all in before, and I became all in again seeing this movie. It really will open up not only your eyes, but your consciousness about what this is about, how big this is right now. There's grassroots in every city right now with this revolution. Every single city across America. It's happening. It's beautiful, and bringing back our power to the people. That's what I got to say. So the 99% will be just as powerful, in so many ways, and especially bringing back hope in so many ways to people in their lives. There's so many people hurting in so many different ways, and this is a natural situation. So 6:30 at Tsunami Books on 612. Please be there. Please, come on by. It doesn't cost anything to open up your consciousness on this beautiful plant.
Definitely. It's a great idea, and I really enjoyed that movie when I saw it there, and when they did it last month in Tsunami Books, too. That was an awesome movie, and I think that basically people will be much more, involved if they see it. I did get inspired because of my own physical conditions that try to get a hold of some to just try out what the CBDs were like, and so I went to a local dispensary and got an extract that they had made basically in glycerin, and I was impressed by it quite a bit, to tell you the truth. It felt like sometimes when you smoke the THC strong plants, you get a little disoriented or a little spacey, a little forgetful, or otherwise, have some, kind of complications with the psychoactive aspects of it. But when you're trying to cure a cancer or something like that, you're probably going to want to ingest it so you get it into your body and really do it without just smoking it, which is a lesser way of getting a lot of medicine into you. But especially with the CBD vape pens, they're able to do that now. But what I experienced in my body was that there wasn't any psychoactive problems whatsoever. My mind was thinking clearly. The perceptions were very clear. I felt calm. Most of my body was relaxed in a way that was comfortable, not sleepy, just really comfortable. And gave me a lot of energy and helped me really be able to keep my mind together and collected a little bit more focused. It seemed like a very mellow experience, I would say, is what it is. It wasn't as dramatic as getting so stoned on psychoactive stuff, but it was, because you don't want that much drama, it's kind of good that you have a little, especially, when I researching on the CBDs, seeing how it's about 50% of at least the most powerful part of the CBs, the cannabinoids in the plant, so that if they're taking it for medicinal reasons, I think it's going to be a lot more popular probably than the oils, the extracts that have a lot of THC in them. Yes, the THC is also healing for certain things, but in general, it's hard for a lot of people to deal with the psychoactive aspects if they're not used to it, and especially when they come trying to heal, they don't need an extra stress of having to think like, oh, am I going to just fall over from being so stoned or get dizzy? But anyhow, so basically, I'd like to get more into it. I'd like to see more uh, types of ways that it's made. I know some people are making it with compressed CO2, and others are using ethers and other things. But it seems like the oil itself that comes from the seeds is used somewhat with that too. There's some CBDs in that, I believe. Isn't that true?
Well, yeah, mostly it's from the seeds, and our process is cold pressed, and there are some scary processes out there that people have to add these really dangerous elements to it, which could be explosive, and you don't have to do that. But what it's about is being healthy, not high. And I would, Roger, when we meet again, I always carry my hemp vac with me. But there's another reason. People, it's easier for people to get off smoking cigarettes, and now these kids are grabbing these e-cigs, and I would rather see them doing a hemp vape for the vapor instead of nicotine. That nicotine is dangerous, and people going from cigarettes to e-cigs doesn't get them off the nicotine. So there's so many uses for this, and we call it a shoulder shrugger, because it just really, you get totally relaxed. You're right here, right now. It communicates with the body, because it's part of our system. So it's a great communicator, and whatever you're needing, whatever you as a person are needing, whatever that is in life, it seems to communicate to that process, and so there's a balance that's created. We can't promise this or that, but go and do your research, because it's proven out there, and they can read that. With Canaway, another thing is you can make a living with this. We can't promise how much. It depends on each person and what you do. But these products are it's just at the beginning stage right now. People are wanting the vape pens is just the easiest transport. This little vape pen that I'm holding in my hand with the button here, it heats up the oil. This is guaranteed for life. So the company takes it back, no questions asked, and replaces it. That's an awesome thing. And then it just the chamber just screws on. So you can get different cartridges, and it comes with 2 cartridges and a USB that charges the battery. So and the oil goes, it's the vapor off the oil, so a little goes such a long way. I mean, a month and a half is easy on 1 cartridge.
Wow.
And I smoke all the time, because when I'm in the car and I'm dealing with traffic and stuff, and my mind's wanting to race ahead, and that's what it is. The stress is about your mind going elsewhere, not being here now. And I take a hit of this, and all of a sudden I'm there again, and I'm relaxed because I'm no longer going too fast for who I am at the time. So it's phenomenal, and I love hearing your story about what it's done for you. There's so many stories out there, and they're real. So if people also want to connect with me, I'm at Lynda@LyndaDuffy.com, and that's spelled Lynda at LyndaDuffy.com. I will be at the movie presentation and speak a little bit afterwards on the CBD oil. The movie touches base on that, but I can take it a little bit further so people can understand and comprehend. I am loving the process. I'm loving the people in the process. Just meeting you guys recently. I mean, I've known Kathy for a long time, but just meeting up with people that are the force and effect. You know, this is the grassroots. Roger, you're the grassroots. I am, and Kathy, and there's a few other strong people that are moving this ahead like a rocket ship, and I'm loving the process.
Yeah, me too. I think it's awesome to be involved in all of this energy. And, you know, as we're getting older in our lives, experiences, we've been through a lot. We survived the prohibition against it in spite of all the problems that were out there. And basically, we were, you know, able to do what we wanted and got a lot of our projects in motion. I mean, it's been a long, hard haul, a long road to get to this point with the legalities of marijuana and hemp. And basically, in that regard, I mean, we're lucky and blessed that it is turning around now, and that we're embracing it again as an industrial product that can be, well, actually, you know, something like 50,000 different types of products, and even more to come because it hasn't really been researched that much in history yet. And it has applications now that are coming forward in nanotechnology as well as plastics, and definitely it's one of the best resources to help offset the carbon that's causing all the problem in the ozone. So, like, I mean, it seems to me, you know, after all these years watching it evolve, that it has come into its time. Hemp has come into its time and really is an important resource because when it comes to green sustainability, there's hardly any plant in the world that can put out massive amount of material that hemp can produce. Just in the growing of it, it is offsetting carbon, and when we make hempcrete bricks out of it, we're offsetting carbon. Things like that are going to change the way we live. We'll be living in hempcrete houses eventually. We'll be having all of these things that are different. Yeah, go ahead. What did you have?
Well, this book, Hempbound, Doug Fine, he was interviewed the other night on Coast to Coast. Used to be Art Bell, Coast to Coast. Now it's George Noory. And what he said was, yes, there's 15 states out there legally growing because of the Farm Bill. But he said by the end of this year, I will bet that all states will be growing hemp, industrial hemp. And you know, China, that's one of their mainstays. That's how they make money. I think that government well, actually, there's a lot of falderall about the government, but you know, they ought to look at bringing back this incredible, and if they would have grown it during the dust storms, you remember the dust storms, and you know, Arlo Guthrie and, well, Woody Guthrie, I know his songs would have been famous, but probably not as famous if they would have used hemp plants to keep that soil down. Seriously.
Yeah, you have that right. Yeah, I was thinking too that the industry is just, you know, going to be a whole different thing than it had been in the past when it was allowed, and people were actually using it in a lot of different ways before modern times. And now we have the ability to actually go into the areas of 3D printing with it, thinking of all the, not only the hempcrete style building, but the composites for car bodies, and various ways of making a press board. We had a conversation here on one of the Hangouts this week with David Sieber, who's talking about some of his stuff. He learned with Condi about the hempcrete and the hemp board, and they actually made a press board, a press like a wooden press board, different than a composite board, but it's still in that area. And the Washington State studies showed that if they put the fiber in with the hempcrete, that it would have the tensile strength of steel, meaning it could hold the weight that steel could hold. And so that's another research area that I'm interested in too, is hempcrete and building materials with it.
Well, the insulation they use over in Europe too is you can touch it. It isn't fiberglass. It's made of hemp. It's not it's not anything dangerous that you're gonna So its time has come. I'm calling it the green tsunami in a good way, the green tsunami. But it's it's that big. It is going to be that big and sweep not only across America, but as we educate people on what CBD oil is and the difference, we'll be opening up many countries with Canaway.
Yeah, that's one of the aspects of it that is getting me the most, is that it's such a boon in terms of economy and jobs and manufacturing products and making a real green sustainability actually happen in our local communities. And so, like, the more I've gotten into all of those aspects of it, the more I've realized just why it's been kept this way by all those corporations that are using all the petroleum and coal and nuclear, etc., to pollute our planet while they're getting rich and
the pharmaceutical drugs and the chemotherapies and all those things that make the fat cats fatter. Yes.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the rest of us.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah, it's like somebody on the Hemp History Week last night I was watching, and they were saying that in their research that they found out that China has actually been selling us $2 billion with a B, $2 billion worth of hemp every year here in the U.S. It's coming from China. So, like, I mean, it's pretty amazing that China, who's never ever stopped growing hemp and using it, is one of the first ones to use it, as far as we could tell in history. That over 10,000 years it's been part of the Chinese and Oriental aspects of ecology, and it's like never been anything else that they had to use, and they kind of must be laughing at the billions of dollars they're making on our.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and they would love to keep it that way, and the big corporations they're very scared of this.
Definitely.
It really is about when. It's kind of like when you have a store and another store moves across the street, you don't put down that store. The more the merrier. I mean, everybody embellishes and helps everybody. As people survive and prosper, it affects everybody. And so its time has come, Raj. We're there's nothing stopping this, and I'm loving it.
Yeah,
it's part of it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It really impressed me with Jack Hare that he knew all this stuff already. How much hemp would offset carbon and how important it is for the sustainability of the earth. And back then when he first was talking to us activists about it, we'd go, yeah, sure, yeah, we know. Yeah, whatever you say, Jack. But then he'd kind of confront us and say, hey, well, where's your hemp clothes then? You're not wearing any hemp clothes. Well, you're not supporting the industry. You're not helping this actually happen. Kind of thing. And I mean, he would just like put you on the spot. And
Yeah.
really, oh, where's your activism at, buddy? You know, kind of thing. And it's like, you know, we had a lot of learning and lessons from Jack Herer on this, but still the way the world was, it would seem like such a far-fetched idea and so hard to convince the world about and any of this. And I, got kind of depressed for a long time because of that. And we're thinking, because of the environmental concerns and the climate change and all the stuff that was going on with the pollution, that there wasn't any hope. There wasn't any way to stop these guys from doing all this all the time, keep doing it. Because like every day that we're building houses made out of petroleum products is another day that we're putting more carbon into the ozone. And, it's like ridiculous when we can be doing it with hemp and offset the carbon, and we can actually have it a local sustainable resource that our farmers can grow, and it doesn't have to transport with petroleum fuels polluting for long distances to get anywhere. So, I mean, it just finally, when you get down to the real facts that are coming out more and more like an avalanche on the actual realities of hemp, it has given me hope that we can actually keep from killing ourselves, and our children's children can have a future without being diseased and mutated. And it's like, this is the only thing that's given me the hope to be able to really address the global situation with the climate change.
Yeah.
It's so important for all of us on this planet to start realizing that we can't just be tricking Mother Nature with these pollutions and taking out all these toxins and putting them into our environments around us. Instead of, we need to really see the benefits medicinally and food and energy, as well as for the various clothes and paper, all kinds of cardboards. Man, I can tell you, we can go on forever creating new and better things out of hemp than just about any other resource there is.
I saw a video on taking hemp oil, large amounts of it, to Fukushima, and how it offset radiation. I mean, this is a phenomenal God-given plant. It's just been here, and think about it, folks. This is in our system. This is something that it's in our DNA.
Right.
Like you smoke it and you get it. I mean, it's there already in our systems. And I won't call them freak flags, because they're not. When I studied anatomy and physiology, I knew all about immune system flags. And as we age, they go down. I mean, they're flying when we're young and everything's all hunky-dory, and then you start having a lifestyle, whatever it is, or how you think, or who you hang with, or what city you're in, or what you're ingesting, or what you're breathing, and the flags start going down. They just start going down, and then all this stuff, helter-skelter, starts happening inside your body, and then you get this big red flag, from a doctor saying, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do but this.
Right.
And then you got, you ingest CBD oil, and it goes into your body, and it alerts and brings those flags back up again, where your body can start taking over and doing its miraculous thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, God, think about it. I mean, it goes forever. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. And so we are here, Raj, you and I, and Kathy, and all these people, to keep. I've been saying wake up for 3 years now, and a lot of people have been saying wake up for a long time, but because this has come into my life in the last couple months, wow, I gotta say, wow, there's no stopping me. It's just amazing. I want a hemp house.
Yeah, hey, a hemp
house.
That's why we got to get this research really rolling here, so we can get into actual manufacturing and commercial end of it.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, we're looking at a $1 trillion industry, because I mean, if we start making all our houses out of hempcrete in the U.S., I mean, we're gonna be needing, hemp growing a lot on hemp. And basically, we've been polluting the planet, buying it from China and Canada and shipping it here, and we're the 90% of the consumers of hemp in the world is America. So
Yes.
it's like a total that doesn't make sense. It's kind of like Tweedledee Tweedledum, Jabberwocky stuff, kind of thing. And we're just looking for the reality that makes a difference. And you mentioned it with the money part of it because, yeah, bullshit walks and money talks, and the money is going to be big. I mean, right now, it's going to be so big that the millions of dollars that Colorado State is making, they just set aside 10 million of it for research on it. That you can imagine what they can do with that. So, like, I mean, this is just
It's a bigger profit situation for everybody, not just a few, than anything I think the planet has ever experienced. Really,
right.
really. Our $10 bills were made out of it in the 1700s. They had to, just the history. I want to again invite folks to come next Thursday to Tsunami at 6:30 to watch this movie, bringing it home, because it's an education, it's an eye opener, it's real, it's now.
Yes.
And I'm here for many reasons. I'm a musician and I do other business. I'm a realtor, but this has got to my heart, as well as music, the hemp oil and the lifestyle and what it's doing for me, what I see it doing for other people that I know and other people that I don't know that I'm getting to know. It's amazing, and it'll do. Here's the thing about it. Somebody said, well, I don't have some aches and pains right now, and I said, it's not about that. I mean, that's fine. Deal with whatever you got, but in the background, it's working. It's a lifestyle. It's a homeostasis so that you don't have that big red flag. I don't want it,
Right.
And if I do, I know what's going to happen. But it's like it's living life in balance.
Yeah.
And
You got it exactly right.
the clothing from industrial hemp is so soft. And it's beautiful styles. If you went over to London, every other block is hemp stores with soaps and lotions and oils and chocolate and coffee and clothing. They got it.
Yeah.
They got it. We got to get it here.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous that here we are. Uh-oh, where do you go? Hang on, I just did here it is. Hang on. Oh, there you go. Okay. I just moved my mouse too fast there. But basically, all this stuff that's going on with on the hemp industries and starting to come forward is a reality that we actually need on this planet to save our humanity from extinction, even, or worse, surviving in a mutated world, kind of thing. Basically, we're in a place where we can see that. That's why we're doing Hemp History Week. So it's we want to educate a lot more people to this and the realities of it. All the stuff that the federal government tried to keep away from the public during the prohibition, is not allowing research on it at all unless it was going to prove something bad, so that the government could have an excuse to not use it that way anymore. So, like, what I'm saying for you is really that we are in a place now on this planet, because as the United States, we're almost, like going under with the economy. And the world is not basing itself on the American economy anymore. And so, like, it's going to be a point here where we're going to turn it around, because we're going to solve the job problem, and we're going to solve the ecology problem and the economy problem by putting and implementing into existence a real serious industrial hemp focus in this country, because it's the only way that we're going to be able to survive it. And I mean, that may seem like fanatical ways of talking, but in reality, when you get down to the facts and figures, if we don't have our plan in operation on 2020, our ass is cooked. That's
Well,
the way it looks, as far as the global climate facts and figures that are adding up. By 2020, we have to implement and be in the process of changing what is making this climate change and all the environmental, ecological things be degrading so much. So,
and as people, all we have to do is look around to see the devastation and look and listen to the people and conversations here. I mean, the time has come. I need to go a different direction as well. I wanted to also just remind people that, an AmericanBetrayal.com/CP1/3692314.
go ahead and put that up a little higher. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, and email me with any questions. I'm on Canaway, because it is a real company, a lifestyle, and it's a way of making some money and making a difference in people's lives in very big ways, some of them. So, and don't forget, people, to be there next Thursday. And I'd love to meet anybody, talk about this with anybody. And Roger, I appreciate you having me on to talk. I appreciate that.
Thank you for being on here too, Lynda. Really appreciate it. It's been a good time with that.
Time.
And, I think I'm going to close with this awesome, what you might call a infomercial or a propaganda. Propaganda. So let me see if I got this. If I got it right here. There we go. And I'm going to share this screen, and we'll be closing out with that
Propaganda. I will see you soon.
All right. Thank you kindly.
Thank you, Roger.
All right.
Imagine a world we could live in. These seeds in the minds of our children. These trees and grow our solution. Hemp can heal the world. Imagine a world we could live in. These seeds in the minds of our children. These trees and grow our solution. Hemp can save. George Washington grew hemp. Even the Declaration of Independence was made on hemp paper. Thomas Jefferson had hemp fields. Let me tell you about the things organically grown hemp yields. Jack Herrick tried to tell us the news. We can even use the seeds to improve our food. Build homes in the future made straight from hemp. No heat, build cars so the same old rent. Oil in the mix, hemp shirt, hemp cakes. Keep my dear earth conscious. Let's go down the list. Its fibers are the strongest, products last the longest. Change our whole infrastructure if we're never wrong. Obviously, it's the plant that can raise our whole economy if we open our minds to see. Build your house insulated organically. That's real talk, homie. That's no fantasy. With the sheep, we got a world to feed. Grown hemp everywhere, all the food you could ever need. Oil, fiber, medicine, and paper. Banning cannabis was the world's biggest keeper. Strong, durable, long-lasting, natural, renewable, botanical, growing every annual. Hemp can take the planet. All you gotta do is plant it. Wanna see it growing up from the cracks in the granite. Feed the children. Imagine a world. No pollution. Imagine a world. Big solution. Imagine a world. Heal the world. Imagine a world. No more hunger. Imagine a world. Love each other. Imagine a world. We grow stronger. Imagine a world. Can save the world. Let's take it back to 10G BC. World famous relic hemp raw from the Chinese. Over 50,000 uses, you see, like the fuel steel that made Henry Ford Model T. Greeks, Phoenicians, high priests and priestesses from Asia to America. Hemp sailed the high seas. $1 billion cash crop. Can't stop, won't stop. To the greenhouse effect. The atmosphere is hot. I had shirt pants all made from hemp. Even the shoes on my feet saying eco fresh. Raw food be the move and I eat the seeds. Great source of protein and omega-3s. It's the most nutritious, plus so delicious. Put it in my vitamin mixture in my green smoothie. We was given every seed, there planet Earth. Genesis 1, 2, 9, shake the earth.
Truth through the dreams, all in green. This one drop can be used for everything. Hemp milk have a scent, taste buds, feel the bliss. Get a hemp milk bag, take notes on this. Regenerate the earth, create new work, build your karma points and your network. Freely I support him, listen for the quote. Keep it cool like Dr. Ronald's peppermint salt.
Imagine a world we could live in. 50 seeds in the minds of our children. Plant these trees and grow a solution. Hemp can heal the world. Imagine a world we could live in. 50 seeds in the minds of our children. Plant these trees and grow a solution. Hemp can save the world.
Nativa.com hemp can. Nativa.com hemp can.
Yeah, that's basically, that's the way it goes. And thank you very much. We appreciate that. You come on back tomorrow for another broadcast of the Hempsters for Fun.